Greetings, pilots, and welcome to the first official Heliborne development update video / blog. My name is Anthony, aka Rayne, and I'm your community and media relations manager, and today we're going to talk about what we've been doing with Heliborne, where it is, where it stands, and where it's going, and in particular where we've been over the last 6 months or so on Steam Early Access. So I hope that you're going to enjoy this first video. It will be the first of many, but let's go ahead and get started. With the introduction out of the way, I suppose it's easiest to start talking about what exactly Heliborne is, because I'm certain there are quite a lot of you that might be watching this video that might still not know. At its core, Heliborne is a tactical vehicle combat experience using helicopters. And what this means is that the majority of the gameplay revolves around rotary aviation and helicopters. You deploy troops to bases and points using the helicopters to land them, a specific class of helicopter known particularly as air assault. Reconnaissance helicopters come into play, allowing your team to get accurate and up-to-date information on the battlefield. And attack helicopters move about the battlefield, engaging other enemy helicopters and engaging enemy ground forces as they move about the battle, and enemy ground forces at bases so that your air assault helicopters can land and deploy troops. On top of that, there's a few special tactics and strategies. Namely, that if you have special troops or special forces units such as man-pads or aka man-portable air defense units that you can have within your helicopter, these cost points, by the way, in the squadron construction screen, which we'll show off later. You can deploy these special forces units anywhere on the map to create sorts of roadblocks for enemy ground forces, or to create sort of no-fly zones for enemy helicopters. And basically, we're hoping to use this level of strategic and tactical experience and depth to make Heliborne stand out among the crowd of vehicle combat games that are starting to come out. So we hope that you guys are enjoying the gameplay so far, but we're definitely looking for more feedback on what we can and what we can do better and what we've not done so great so far. Now, one of the big questions we've had from the community is, what point is Heliborne at now in its development? Well, basically, what I can say is, after 6 months of work, Heliborne is now in a much better place than it was at launch. Heliborne launched in version 0.23 in Steam Early Access in February of this year, and 6 months later and 20 updates later, I think Heliborne is definitely in a much better position. For example, we've added over a half a dozen helicopters, we've brought a new map, we've brought new game modes, we've done all kinds of work to add new content and features, to do all kinds of bug fixing and performance issues, and there's a lot more coming. And I think, hopefully, that everyone can see that Team JetCat is dedicated to Heliborne and to the community, and we value your feedback. Your feedback has definitely helped guide our task list and our wish list for what we would like to be doing with Heliborne. And we think the next 6 months are going to be just as active as the last 6 months. Now, moving on, this also includes discussion about our roadmap and where Heliborne is going. And as some of you may or may not have seen on our Steam store page, when we posted one of our most recent updates, more helicopters are coming, more maps are coming, UI changes are coming. We are adding a new Special Forces Trooper class, the Mortar Troop, which we think is going to facilitate a lot more tactical team gameplay. And that particular troop is interesting in that it requires one player's helicopter to deploy the troops, and the mortar troops can only be accessed by a reconnaissance helicopter that is guiding them via radio and telling them where to shoot. We're also looking at the move to Unity 5. We're looking at the addition of physics, in particular for cargo and sling loading, for those of you that may or may not know what sling loading is. Not to mention, we have a lot of other things on the pipeline, like new servers that we're thinking about getting, new team members that we're talking to, the potential of music and sound design. We'll have to wait and see where all that stuff goes. But there's a lot that we're looking at in the future to make Heliborne that much better of an experience for everybody. And we hope that you guys are going to enjoy the next 6 months, because the future is bright. and the last 6 months have been pretty good too. So yeah, let's move on. And by move on, I mean let's go ahead and talk about the conclusion here of this video. It's a short one, but it's the first of many. That much I can promise you. The development diaries are going to bring a lot more to the table in the future and showing you guys exactly what we're in the process of developing, how it's being developed, and by who. We hope by becoming a lot more transparent in our development processes and what we have planned for the future of the title, that we can share these development processes with you early so that we can get earlier feedback rather than later feedback, and so that we have more time to iterate based on that feedback and provide you with features and content that you actually want and are going to enjoy. Now, again, just wanted to say that we thank you for everything that you've done to support us over the last 6 months, and for those of you that are continuing to support us over the next 6 months and the future. Again, these will not be just a one-time thing. The developer diaries will continue, and we're hoping to do at least one a month, hopefully more, but we'll see in the future. Again, my name is Anthony, aka Rayne. I'm your Community and Media Relations Manager with Team JetCat and Heliborne, and I hope you've enjoyed this first little insight into Heliborne and Team JetCat, and I will see you next time.